just wanted to restart it. Let's be classy tonight. Let's go. Let's go ahead. Let's get the show started. This is what we're talking about tonight. Let's go get this thing started. Play my theme. Let's go.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept you like a focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by K. David Jordan.
I'm so ready tonight. I got so excited. I had to start the show because I got too excited. I got too excited for the show. Let's go. Hey. It's one of those nights. I feel good tonight. Woo! It's gonna be a crazy show tonight, and I want you guys to really hear my heart. I want you guys to really hear my heart tonight. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to see where I'm coming from tonight, what I'm talking about tonight, what we got going on tonight. It's late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, but we're going to get the show in tonight. I'm going to get it in tonight because I missed last couple of days. Last night I was watching my Lakers win. Good job, Lakers. I think we're going to go 7 games. Y'all think it's not? I'm thinking it is. All right. Now we're going to get in here and talk about this. The ladies. Y'all ready? I'm gonna show y'all the foolishness we're dealing with right now. Y'all know who it is, King Jordan. I appreciate you guys, man. So for being able to sit here with me and talk tonight. Tonight we're gonna have a crazy show tonight. And I started it the last show, but I want to come back and restart it because I ain't like my energy. I didn't like my energy. I didn't like it. I didn't like it when the show started. So I was like, man, let's restart it. You know what I'm saying? This is my station. This is my show. Let's just restart it. Let's get this thing popping the way I wanted to get it popping. Tonight we'll be talking about certain rhetoric that's dangerous from our own women, black women in the black community. And it's not, you know what though? I gotta stop saying that. It's not just black women. It's women in general. This feminist movement is kind of hurting us. But we're looking at the black culture and the black family structure. I had to kind of pull the Jay-Z. that, you know, talk to Farrakahn. And this show is brought to you by Polar Pop. No, I'm just playing. I got to pull a Jay-Z that kind of pulled a Farrakhan and they said, man, listen, I think some of you guys should be quiet. You know what I'm saying? When he talked to MIke Wallace. Ladies, some of you guys should be quiet. Because, and I'm going to tell you why. And we're going to show you an example why that rhetoric that you're talking is hurting the black family structure. And that's the problem. When we're looking at some of the things that have been said recently, when we look at some of the things that's been said, what's her name again? What's her name? Ebony K. Williams, when she was talking to Ayana Van Site. I can't say that lady name from that. This Ayana, y'all put it in the chat. What's the lady name? Ayana Van Site? Ayala? I don't know. Ayala? Ayala. Let's say Ivan, right? Miss Ivan. I don't want to be disrespectful for messing up her name, right? But when she was talking to Ayana, she's interviewing her and she was saying, hey, listen, there's some issue with black women. Black women want to get their crowns and they want to be right and all this other stuff. And, you know, what do we say to black men? You know, I know we can't tell black men what to do, but what do we say or what could you say to them? And Ayana really, she had an epiphany to Ebony K. Williams. And the epiphany was this. It ain't the black man, it's you. And that's basically what she ended. That's what Ayana was trying to tell her. You're sitting here worrying about the black man and said it's not any black man or it's not the men, it's you, right? And it is her. It is her, definitely. So Ayana asked her a very simple question. She said simply, she said, hey, since you all into these men and stuff like that, could you date a bus driver, right? Could you date a bus driver? And Ebony K. C. Williams said, no, I can't date a bus driver if he owns the bus. The only way I can date a bus driver is if he owns the bus. And this is a lot of time the mentality of a lot of black women. Now, Ebony K. Williams is 39, maybe 40 years old. She's in the 40s. She's okay. She's a nice looking woman. I don't know how. She's nice looking. She's not bad. You know what I'm saying? She's a nice looking woman, right? And I guess she's mildly successful. She's successful, you know, in her own right. And I won't say she shouldn't have standards. She should. She definitely should have standards. We all should have standards when it comes to who we date. But we have to be realistic in our standards, okay? You know, you're 40-ish, give or take, you know. You're successful, and obviously, you know what? And obviously, you have a standard of who you think you should date and who you shouldn't date, right? And that's fine. And then, Miss Williams, that's totally all right. That's totally fine that you have that. You know, nobody's gonna stop you from having the standard and looking for who you want to date. You know, that's totally okay, right? I think the issue is this, and I'm gonna put a picture of her up. Let's see how she looks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put a picture of her up. You know, we're gonna try to see if we can get a picture of her up. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. Let's see if we can find a picture put up real quick. All right. So I mean, she's not ugly. She's not ugly. Like, let's be honest. She's not an ugly chick at all. She's not ugly. I won't say very attractive, but she's not ugly. Not at all. Not at all ugly. Let's see if we can find a picture. Take the King Joe picture off. Put a picture of her up, please. Thank you. Take the King Joe picture up. All right. Let's put a picture of her. Let's put a picture of her. All right, here she is. All right. So she's not ugly. This is Miss Williams. Miss Williams is not an ugly lady by any stretch of imagination. No way. She's not an unattractive woman. She reminds me a little bit of what's the Andrews girl that work at ESPN that nobody wants to talk to? But Malika Andrews, yeah, like she's she's not a favorite of a lot of us either. But yeah, she's not ugly. She's successful. She's 39 and she's single. And I was saying last video, and I started to say this. A lot of times, people that are ultra successful, you look at them and you say, okay, they're super, super successful. A lot of times, because we see them in the light and they're successful in business or they're successful in other aspects of their life, we seem to think that they are great in relationships. And all because they're successful in other aspects of their life doesn't mean that they're successful in relationships. A lot of these people, I work in the entertainment business, right? I work in radio. I've been in radio for 15 years. Been in television. Um, a lot of these people are horrible in relationships because they're so ambitious in getting to some certain places in their life, right? So, but they have the microphone because they work to get the microphone, first of all. But they have the microphone, and it's always something to have popular people and people in your corner to say, "Hey, I enjoy listening to you, and you're good at what you do," and it's always something to have a lot of people watching you and paying attention to you. Shoot, I only have like a couple people watching right now. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, all because she's great in the field doesn't mean that she's great in relationships. You know, and we a lot of times as men talk about masculine energy. And a lot of times when we talk about masculine energy, we're talking about the fact of, hey, we can't be relatable to each other. You know, if I'm, and you know what? And we'll get to that in a second. If I'm dominant and you're dominant, it's normally we're gonna bump heads because we're both dominant. We have both have dominant uh, uh, traits, right? So if I'm dominant and you're dominant, it's boom. And you know what? And we trick people. A lot of times we teach people that, hey, both of us can be alphas, and we both could be, you know, we both could be the lead and the head. And anything that is double-minded is unstable in all its ways. That's what Scripture says. Why I say in the Scripture has always said that anything that's double-minded is unstable in all its ways. And any type of organization, a person that has two leaderships, somebody normally is a lame duck, or probably both of them are lame ducks. Right, but when you have an identified head, somebody that say, "Okay, this is the head. This is the person that we're doing." Normally, there's a clear direction where they're going. There's a clear direction where the relationship is going. And a lot of times, when you look at and you see certain people and certain people speaking, they're great at their craft, but they're horrible at relationships. That's why they'll be 39. She's not an ugly woman. She'll be 39, but she's single because 9 out of 10 she's horrible at relationship. And she said herself she slept with all. She didn't say sleep. She slept with her all. That's wrong. That's wrong. I apologize. She said, what did she say? I've done all of them. That was her. There was a quote. I've done all of them. She been all races, right? And you still haven't found a man. So it ain't just black men that's like, ugh. It's all men that's like, ugh. So the problem probably isn't men. The problem is you. And that's what Ayala was trying to tell her. Ayala was trying to fix her life. And she was dogging Ayala for trying to fix her life. And Ayala was trying to fix her life. She's trying to say, hey, it's you. It's you. You're the problem. You're the problem. And instead of listening and trying to say, okay, cool, let me see what she's saying, she doubled down and came back and said, hey, what I was saying was, I wasn't mad. You can't drive a bus. If that's what you do, that's do. But you probably made C's and D's to drive a bus. And I know, and then that's not true. It's probably a lot of intelligent people that maybe didn't have the break that you did. Maybe didn't have the opportunity that you did. Maybe didn't get the blessings that you got and ended up in a situation where they had to drive buses. Right? And then you try to turn around and say if somebody made C's and D's in high school or made C's and D's in school, then they could possibly not be successful or be on your level. Well, there's a lot of people that dropped out of high school, didn't go to high school, that made C's and D's in high school, but went to college and made A's and B's. Or maybe even made C's and D's in college. And they're billionaires now. So what you did was you tried to jump out a stereotype by jumping into another stereotype, which isn't smart. And my thing is you have women, millions, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of women that are listening to you, and you're saying stupid stuff. And what you're saying is detrimental, not just to yourself, but to a whole group of other women that's listening to you. And it's not just her. It's a lot of women that are saying stuff, and other women are going, yeah, girl, that's it. And it's not it. Yeah, girl, you're right. And they're not right. They're horrible at relationships, especially ones when it deals with man and woman. right? But it's a lot of women that sit there and try to go with that and go with that independent mentality and that feminist mentality that end up single, that end up 40, not having nothing but a job. Wanting more, but not understanding how to obtain more. And then now the older women are trying to say, hey, you're wrong, and y'all bucking against it. So I have standards. I have standards. See what you want to say. I have standards. And men have standards too. And even though they would sleep with you, and they'll probably holler at you and give you a shot because you're not ugly, you're okay, you're attractive, they give you a shot, but none of them have said, hey, I want to marry you. Or none of them have said, I do to you. They have standards too, and they're saying, nah, I'm good. Or if you said, nah, I'm good, and it was somebody that you loved and you cared about, where's the problem? You're still the problem. You said you're still the problem. Because listen to the thing. The thing is, the issue is this, and let's be honest. With a lot of women, especially when we talk about women of color, a lot of women of color, the issue is they've been taught that independency trumps being dependent. They've been taught, hey, you are all this, don't settle, right? You're the prize. The man isn't the prize. He's glad to have you. Don't settle, right? But when the truth be told, especially in the black community and women of color, the truth be told is the man's the prize. Because only 1 in 4 of you guys will ever get married. And the older you get, the chances continue to decline. Don't get it twisted. It'll probably be somebody be out there say, yo, I'll take care of her. She looks okay. She makes some money. You know what I'm saying? She's beautiful. Beauty's an eye of the beholder. She's beautiful. She's okay. I can deal with the attitude. She's rich. She got money. Or I got money and we could be a power couple or whatever. And they're looking for a real reason to marry you. You're talking about having kids. It might be too late for all that. You like 40. It's going to be a high risk. So a man that makes, and this is the issue that we have a lot of times with our young ladies, right? This is the issue we have a lot of time with the women. They are not very what's the word I'm looking for? They're not very knowledgeable to say, hey, I'm almost 40, my clock is running down. And then they get mad. And this is why a lot of women have issues. This is why you're starting to see more and more and more women speak against older men marrying younger women, right? Older men marrying younger legal women. You know what I'm saying? And they try to they try to find out if Marcus Houston was dating the girl when she's under 18. You know what I'm saying? And Marcus Houston was like, yo, man, listen, I tried to do these old women, but these old women got baggage. I don't need to date her. I don't need to marry her. I'm going to get me a younger girl. She got baggage. She doesn't have baggage. She can have kids. She's still fertile. She can have kids. And, you know what I'm saying? Normally, she's very what's the word I'm looking for? Grateful for the things that I supply for her. Right? She's still impressionable. And what's happening in society is the older women are starting to say, oh, that's not right. These older men are marrying these younger women. What does you have? You have like 80, 90 something with 24-year-olds, 21, 22, 23, 24-year-olds, right? And he had like multiple women. And my boy Paul has said, my boy Paul always said, he said, hey, as long as you make them dividends, the trail of pennies will never end. Hey, as long as Hugh Hefner had the Playboy Mansion and he's making them dividends, hey man, he can find them a younger woman all the time. But the problem is this: the older you get, the more that the older you get, the more the availability of eligible men starts to shrink. Right? The older you get, the more the more eligible men start to shrink even more. Look at the statistics. Yes, there are some issues where you will see a woman who's older find a man who's younger or a man that's older to marry them. It happens. I'm not gonna say it never happens. You guys want to deal with, oh, I saw so and so. She was 30. She got married and she was 54, or she was 40 something, or she was 60 something. She got married. Yeah, it happens. But we're talking about the vast majority of people in statistics. If you look at the vast majority of people in statistics, the older you get, the more harder it is for you to find a mate to marry you. And that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about just dating. We're not talking about finding a man that'll smash. We know there are guys that'll smash. We know that. Him smashing you doesn't give you, hey, let me say this. Him smashing you doesn't give you a right to claim him. You say, women get mad like, oh, we were together because we were being physical and intimate. That doesn't give you the claim to him. Really, dating doesn't give you the claim. I be trying to tell my students, like, hey, man, you date to date other people. They be like, I'm in love. And boy, you 18. You 16. Don't settle down. Date to date other people. Go talk to other girls. Yeah, you ain't even got to college yet. Trust me, when you get to college, you're going to see some stuff. And women get mad because we've taught them over the years that you have options. You're going to get older and you're going to have options. The older you get, you're still going to have options. And yes, you'll have men that date you. You have men that talk to you. But the older you get, the less options is going to be for men to marry you. And if you have children, that number is going to go down even more. It's going to go down even more. And eventually, you're going to end up being Oprah. Having a very long term. Does she have a relationship? I ain't see Stedman in a while. If y'all see Stedman, I ain't see Stedman in a while. Right? And I get it. Y'all be out with y'all girlfriends living y'all best lives. Oh, we enjoying each other. Her and Gail out there trying to live their best life with the old women. Ain't nobody really trying to marry them. Now, about 10 years ago, guys might be trying to get that Oprah. Nobody trying to get that Oprah now. Who trying to get that Oprah? And she's a billionaire. And the problem is this, ladies. You go for success first, right? And the issue with going with success first is this. And this is the same thing for guys. Why are they with you? You have to start wondering, what's their rationale behind being with you? Is it truly love or is it your success? Is it truly love or is it your money? Is it truly love or are they after, the clout that comes with being with you? Now you got all these insecurities in your head and you're like, dog, does he really love me? Or is he with me because of what I offer? So now you're already going into it kind of skeptical with you're going into a relationship kind of skeptical with insecurities. Why? Because you waited. You went for success first. And instead of teaching, and the reason I said some of y'all should be like Mike Wallace and be quiet, instead of teaching the younger ladies, listen, ladies, build with. You're saying build by yourself. Now you have other ladies that's following in your footsteps and saying, hey, I got a good man who loves me, who cares for me, and is all this for me, but just something's missing. And then guys are looking at y'all like, what? Because y'all like, let's be honest, women have changed, they have moved the goalposts more than anybody else. Especially black women. They all move the goalposts more than anybody else. I want a man that loves me, that's faithful to me. Okay, we be loving and faithful. Well, now I want a man that makes money, is successful and makes a lot of money. Okay, we'll make a lot of money. All right. Well, now I want a man that works out and is in shape. Okay, I work out in shape, be good looking. Well, I want a man that love God and love God and love her. All right, I love God. Well, I want a man that take care of my kids and give my kids. All right, you know what I get. Well, I want a man that want to travel and go across seas. All right, well, I want a man. You know what? I was talking to a DJ and she knows who she is. I was talking to a DJ. All right, and I was on one of the shows with DJ, and we was doing a relationship show. Right, it was her show, but I was having fun on the show, and she was telling me the list that she had, the relationship list that she had. And she gave me this list, and it was a book of things that she wanted in a relationship. And I told her, this had to be what? 8 years? No, this had to be maybe, boy, this might have been 10 years ago. I told her then, I said, your list is too big. Well, I just don't want to settle. I was like, nobody's going to reach that. She's still single to this day. To this day, she's still single. And she had this long list, and I'm like, what are you looking for? I was like, and I told her, I said, you need to shorten your list. No. All right, man, you can argue all you want to. I'm trying to tell you, you need to shorten your list. Your list is too long. Well, I don't want to settle. I don't want to listen, man. Your list is too long. You need to shorten your list. And she argued back, kind of like Ebony Williams did with Ayanna. She doubled down. I'm gonna be strong. I hate when people be like, I said what I said, and I'm like, well, if you saying something stupid, you shouldn't double down on it. You probably should be like, I'm sorry, I said what I said. They're like, yo, you gonna double down on nonsense? You gonna double down on that stupidity? I said what I said. Yeah, and it doesn't make you look better that you doubling down on it. You should apologize or hush. You should be quiet. Because you're making it worse. You're making it worse. Is this all black women? No. Is this all women? No. Let me say that because y'all know how y'all like to get. Well, you're talking. Well, you didn't. Well, like lady told me in the comments, I need to talk to the men. I talk to the men too. We tell men to avoid women like that. We do. We talk to women. Well, you need to talk to the guys. We do. We talk to them young and old. We say, hey, if you got a woman that's talking like this, avoid her at all costs and go and find you a younger girl. 24, that, hey, if you about 40, 24, about, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to get too much lower than 24. 24, 25. You're all right. You know what I'm saying? You about my age. If I got a divorce, I'll probably go about 25, 24, then maybe 28. 24, 28. Be all right. We'll make it work. You know what I'm saying? She's impressionable. She you know what I'm saying? She's somebody that appreciates some of the things that's done. She's somebody that want to work. Or, to be honest with y'all, can't find your older one. You do have some of the older ladies that kind of be like, they come into their senses and be like, you know what? Man, I'm really gonna die by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have some that come into their senses and be like, you know what? I need to change some things because if I don't, I'm going to die alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to die by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I need to change some things and make some changes within myself. And it's the hardest thing for them to do sometimes because that stuff has been imprinted in them from a young age. That entitlement has been imprinted in them from a young age. You know, everybody like Kevin Samuels and some of the stuff. I didn't like everything Kevin Samuels said. You know, he copied some of my stilo. I'm just tell y'all straight up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, one thing I did like about him was he was realistic with people and tell them to have realistic expectations. And that's what a lot of women don't want to be, is realistic with themselves. Me and my wife was talking about the other day, and this girl, she came up, I was like, yo, she is not attractive. And my wife actually started by saying that the woman wasn't attractive. She's like, she's not attractive. She caught herself being honest, and she's like, well, she's kind of pretty. I was like, no, she's not. You were right. She's not attractive. She's a little bit pretty, Like, she has some pretty qualities. I'm like, no, she doesn't. She's not attractive. Her attitude sucks. She's very ugly. Ugly on the inside and the outside. She's kind of pretty. No, she's not. You said it right the first time. And sometimes we need to tell these women. And then you might have a woman that looks like Ebony Williams that's ugly on the inside and it comes out and nobody knows it. And they be like, dang, she's attractive. And then when they talk to her, they have a conversation with her, or they get to know her, she be like, dang, she's ugly. I'm good. We could just be friends. We could be colleagues. I told y'all before. What man want to sit up there and what man in his good mind wants to sit there and deal with masculine energy? What man wants to sleep with a woman that has man? Only reason a man would want a heterosexual, a full heterosexual man would want to sleep with a woman that has masculine energy is to bring her down a notch. To be like, yo, let me show you, you ain't a man. I'm gonna have you moaning like a female. You ain't a man. I'm gonna have you moaning like a female. I'm gonna have you pushing me off. I'm gonna show you who the man is. Yeah, a lot of men do that. They would sleep with you to knock you down a notch and be like, hey, I thought you was where all that masculine energy at now? Don't run, come back. You know what I'm saying? Some men would do that. But majority of us heterosexual men is not attracted to masculine energy. That's gay. You know what I'm saying? That's gay. They got mad when I made the joke. I made a joke because you said that. What, y'all see the guy with the guy? I don't know if it's a prank or if it was put together. It was a stunt. I don't know if it's a prank or stunt or whatever. But I don't know if y'all saw the guys, the African guy. He was kissing the African girl, and he was kissing the girl. Then they start asking girl the host with his phone, asking how he felt about it. And he was like, it was good. Then he asked the girl how she forgot. Hey, it's good. It was great. And he looked like, it was awesome. It was awesome. And he started chasing the host like, well, you set me up. I'm just saying. That's why, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. That's why heterosexual men will be more attracted to a transsexual than he would to a masculine woman. Why? Because the transsexual exudes more feminine qualities of femininity than the masculine woman. And the masculine woman looking at him like, oh, he gay. But dog, being with you, you try to act like the man. And that's really what this is about. That's really what this is about. This whole thing of feminine energy, it's really women that want to be men. They're not really secure in being women. So they want to be men. They want to act like men. And they try to use, well, I'm tired of men running me over. I'm tired of being put down. I'm tired of being, they try to use like that as an excuse to act like men. But truth be told, you aren't a man. And a heterosexual man gets to know you and he feels that there's too much masculine energy. He's going to be like, you know what? I'm good. And he will go get with the feminine woman that treats him like a man. Let's keep it funky. We said majority of black women, especially those who are in the hood and the streets and stuff like that, act like Martin, act like Shanae, act like Wanda, Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying? They actually look like them now. If you look at what Shanae was wearing back on Martin. Look at what the ladies wear now. The big weed. That was the example. That's why men be like, we don't really care for that. And I'm glad it's other brothers that starting to say it too. Like, yo, we don't care for that mess. You look ridiculous. But you know what y'all do? And I tell women all the time, I say, if you're on Facebook or Instagram and you get all these likes, and over half of the likes are women or 60% of women, it ain't really for us. If the men, if you got over 60, 70% of men, just like, yo, that's dope, you look good, that might be a look you can do for the guys. You know? But what we have is women are giving other women false sense of security. Girl, you look good. Girl, you all this. Girl, you don't have to worry about that because misery loves company. Misery loves company. And y'all, some of you guys should just be quiet. You talk too much. And what you're doing is you're hurting. You're setting back the black community. You're setting back people of color because we've proven statistics over time have proven over and over and over and over again that our kids, our communities, our people thrive when there's a family unit and there's order. There's husband, wife, children. It thrives. So if it thrives, if our community thrives that way, why are you trying to change it? If 69% of women out of the 77% of single mothers are in poverty, shouldn't that be something that we change other than looking for handouts from the government? Well, we know the women need help. Do that. Do that. If that's the thing. I even shared the other day. I gotta find it. I shared the other day with my friend. Oh, where's my iPad? With my friend, it's a statistic I saw, and it was wild. Out of the 77% of baby mothers, 61% of y'all, was it 61? 61% of y'all have kids by multiple men. So you're looking for love, but you're looking for love in all the wrong places. That's crazy. I said that to my best friend. He looked at me like, yo, that's wild. Never seen that. That's crazy. 60% of not only of the 25% of you guys that are getting married, the 70% of you guys that are the 70% that are single mothers, right? Majority of the 70% is in poverty. And 60% of you guys are sleeping and have multiple fathers. That only make up 17% of black men that you guys are sleeping with. So you're sleeping with the same 17% of the guys that got multiple kids with other women. Is that a male problem or is that a decision problem that you're having? Because you know what happens? What eventually happens is this. What eventually happens is you guys get someone and your decision making is poor. It's poor. Your decision making is poor. Check this out. What you mean, King? Check this out. I just want you to see this article here. A woman says she broke off her engagement because something was missing. He was a great man. He loved God. He was a praying man. He loved and adored me. He was handsome. He didn't have any kids, but there was something missing. All right? I put this, check this out. I put this on Facebook. And when I put this on Facebook, I had one response. One response from a young lady. I ain't gonna call her. I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna do it like that. But one response, I like her. She's cool. One response from a young lady, she goes, well, everybody's not for everybody. I was like, I agree. Everybody's not for everybody. But she would be one of the women that we would say, we would tell the guys that we encourage and the guys that we tutor and the guys that we mentor, we would tell them, stay away from her. Why? She's missing something. She's missing something. We would tell her to stay away from her. Why, King? She's missing something. She'll never be happy in a relationship. Never. Never. And if the guy that engaged her, she be glad. Ashley, man, don't be mad. Be happy that she broke off the engagement with you. That was a blessing. Now go out there and find you a young little thing that I appreciate what you're bringing to. And that'll be about 26, 25, 26, 27. She appreciate it. Find someone that wants to have kids and have children, wants to be in a family and be in a long-term relationships, not looking for a thug, likes to laugh and go out and wants to build together, likes to experiment, that's intimate, likes to rub, that's touchy-feely, they'll tell you good job. That's dope. You killed that. I love you. Get the woman that say, yo, you can do it. Baby, you can do it. I'm here for you. Because we got too many women that's like, oh, don't touch me. They want to give masculine energy. I was just watching this video today. This girl was just popping this dude. And the dude was like, man, stop. And I was saying, stop hitting that boy. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another one. I saw another video, girls on the video, and she's fighting the cat, and she fighting the guy, and the guy tried to stop hitting her. He tried not to hit her, he tried to hit her, she killed him. Then he just went, he's like, man, screw this. And then she got more angry when he heard, she got more sense. I'm a female. You was hitting him. If you're female, act like it. Act like it. He hit a female. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Right? Let me ask you a question. Why do we do that? A female hits a guy, right? He hits, nobody responds. I think it was the experiment they did the other day. Female hits a guy, nobody responds. Right? But as soon as a guy gets physical with a female, everybody jumps on him. Or they ready to come play Captain Saber. Right? They don't care what happened, what the situation was, what went down. They're just like, man, you shouldn't hit a female. And I haven't yet. Listen, man, I've been lucky to avoid hitting a female. I've been blessed. I don't have any desire to hit a woman. None. But I tell brothers, I say, if she tries to kill you, you better defend yourself. If she gets a weapon, you better defend yourself. If she pulls a knife or gets a bat or she gets something like that, you better fight her like a dude. Because guess what? 71%. I just had the article. We just found the article today. 71% of abuse comes from women perpetrators. 71%. So I tell you all the time. It's just men be like, we don't want to say no, and then we jump. But why did we do that? She had all that masculine energy towards a man. And she jumped her man. Because what y'all saying is lies. Y'all be like, well, she can't hurt him. That is a lie. She can hurt him. I done seen brothers bleeding. That girl can't hurt that big old man. That is a lie. She definitely can't hurt him. Some of these girls got hands. You know what I'm saying? But I have yet. Hey, you could bring the toughest woman fighter in the world. Let her jump in there with the toughest male fighter, see how that go down. Bring the top MMA fighter in the world and put her in the ring with John Jones and see how quick they go down. It's not fair. It's a woman. Well, y'all don't. I mean, let's start with Let's stop with the craziness then. Because what it is a double standard. You say, hey, we want to be equal, we want to be equal, we want to be equal until you do something out of pocket. And then when the reaction is equal, then you want to start saying, well, wait, that's a woman. But what happened to all the equity? You know what I'm saying? What happened to all the equality that you was talking? You don't want equality. You want an advantage. But it works and makes sense when you have someone that is acting feminine and she's not displaying masculine qualities, then it makes sense for us to defend that if a masculine person is dealing with a feminine qualities. So if we have a man that's dealing with a woman that is effeminate and she's acting effeminate, she's acting feminine, then guess what? When a man deals with her masculinity, yeah, it's righteous for us to say, hey, chill out, man. Because another man jump in and say, hey, you're not matching, she's not matching your masculinity. Bring that to another brother. But when she's throwing out masculine energy, I told a girl, there's a girl in the fifth grade, she said, I want to fight. I want to fight. I said, listen, man, listen. You're going to mess around, jump on one of these boys, and they're going to beat the snot at you now. You're going to jump on the right one. They're going to beat the mess at you. I like, when that comes now, no, I'm a girl. Wait a minute. You was just talking about you want to fight. He should hit me, I'm a girl. That's entitlement. That's not equality. That's an advantage. The man can be a punching bag all day, but as soon as he pops off, oh, I'm a woman. How could you hit me? I'm a woman. That's ridiculous. You knew you was a woman before, but you tried to display masculine energy. And I agree with you. A man does not have, I think we got to change that. I think we have to change the terminology. We have to change it. We have to stop saying a man should not hit a woman. We should say a man should not hit a woman that displays a man should not hit a woman that displays feminine characteristics. Oh, a man should not hit a woman unless she shows masculinity, unless she shows toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Then all that stuff will stop. Right? I told y'all it's gonna stop eventually anyway. Y'all know why? It's gonna stop eventually anyway. Because when we go to war, when this war thing hits, all that feminist stuff and all that is going out the window, bro. You gotta have a couple of women that be like, hey, I'm in the army now, I'm going to fight. You gonna have a couple. The majority of them gonna do like the Ukrainian women. They're like, hey, we going to shelter. We're gonna get the kids and we going somewhere else to get shelter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had that. Y'all that's got it. Y'all got it. Hey, ain't nobody say a word. We like, all right, cool. I understand it. But these women with this back then, throw them out there. I told y'all in the last video, throw them out there, let them fight a little bit. Put them in the front line. Put them in the airplane. When they had the all female trooper at the Super Bowl. Hey, when we get ready to fight, send them out there. Let them go first. Send them out there first. Send them out there first. Say the best for last. Send them out there first. You know what I'm saying? Let them go out there and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, in the Tuskegee area, they're like, hey, y'all go out there and be the front line. Y'all go out there and be the front line. Send them out there first. Let them fly there. Go. What about the men? Like, we're chill. You know what I'm saying? We got it. We're chill. Y'all got the masculine energy. Go out there and fight. Y'all want to fight all the time. Stop that mess, man. Stop that. At the end of the day, we gotta have that order, right? And people like Ebony, what's her name again? Ebony K. Williams. I mean, she's good at what she does. People listen to her. She's very thinkable. When it comes to relationships, she's shown with her own words that she's not been good at it. So she should probably hush. Listen to Ayana. Y'all is trying to say, she's a freaking That's her specialty. Helping people get a win in their relationships, turn lives around. That's a specialty. And she's trying to give you great advice. And rather than you saying, all right, let me listen to this woman. Oh, she's an older woman. This is what her specialty is. This is what she's educated in. She's written books. She's done shows. She's done all this. Let me pay attention to what she's saying. Rather than to do that, you want to sit there and double down on the stupid stuff that you're saying. And you don't have any of that. You got an older woman say, hey, man, I would date a bus driver if he loves. These are the characteristics that I look for. She gave the characteristics, and it wasn't a whole list. It was like 4 or 5. If he loves me, he take care of me. He loves to drive the bus. He's a hard worker. She had like 5 or 6 on the list. Yeah, I would marry him. I would date him. But not us. You know what? Do you love God? Yes, I love God. Do you love women? Yes, I love women. Do you have a good job? Yes, I have a good job. Do you do you like to travel? Yes, I like to travel. Do you like to go out to eat? Yes, I like to go out to eat. If I got married, how many times I have to cook? It doesn't matter. Do you like yes, I like that too. Do you like to snorkel on the water? do you like to snorkel under the coral reef in Mexico? No, I've never done that. I don't think we do one for me. I don't think you do one for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you do one for me. You don't like to snorkel on the coast of Mexico in the Gulf of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think you do one for me. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a good job? I have a good job. Got any kids? I don't have any kids. Will you treat me? I treat you like a woman. What do you like to do? I like to go out. I like to eat. I like to travel. You know what I'm saying? You ever sell drugs? No, I ain't sell drugs. Been arrested? No, I ain't never been arrested. I don't know. He a little soft for me. Like, he ain't never been arrested. He ain't never sold drugs. He ain't a thug. I don't want that. I need to find that video too. That was crazy. That was crazy. Like, this is the thing that we have. We have women coming to saying, hey, he has a good job. He's a good man. He doesn't have kids. He has all these things. He treats me the way he loves me to death. He treats me like a queen. He does everything that I want him to do. He's attractive. I'm attracted to him. Everything is good. But it's just something. There's something missing. Well, how old are you? I'm about 40. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna leave you. We're not gonna deal with you. We're not gonna deal with you. We're good. We're good. These are the women that we're listening to. These are them. And what's happening is I told you guys before. What's happening is you guys are listening to these rappers, these singers, and artists, and these rappers and singers aren't even taking their own advice. Cardi B is married. Cardi B got married. Cardi B was a stripper that took men and drugged them and robbed them. She married. I mean, she married Amigo, but I'm just saying she married though. You know what I'm saying? She's married. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce is married to a former drug dealer that stabbed a man and that's not multi-millionaire. So you gotta give her that. You know, you gotta give her some grace. You know what I'm saying? But she's married. You know what I'm saying? She's married. She's married. She got a husband. Sierra has a husband. Football player. You know, after she had a kid by a guy that got like 13 kids by multiple women, multiple baby mothers. But you know what I'm saying? She's married. Ebony K. Williams, you're not married. You're not married. And what's the crazy thing is this: they will not marry the bus driver, but they will marry the drug dealer. Right? They will not marry the bus driver. Right? They won't marry the bus driver. But they'll marry the hustler. You know, they're married the former guy that sold crack to his community. Not the one that provides transportation to people from their jobs. That chick said her mother drove buses, and then you turn around this and say if he owns the bus. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. That's wild. Some of y'all should be quiet because some of the decisions that you guys are making and you're putting in front of other people and you're putting in front of our kids and our children. And she tried to clean up, be like, hey, don't make B's and C's and D's and you know what I'm saying, blah 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 blah. Have high standards and stuff like that. High standards, you know, and it works, and that's real. I'm not against that. I'm an educator, so yeah, I want my kids to have high standards. But I understand there are a lot of people that are super ultra successful that didn't make A's and B's. And a lot of businessmen that didn't make A's and B's. I got a kid now. He's a hustler. He's a hustler that he's going to be a millionaire. He's already started. He's going to be a multi-millionaire. And today we had a huge conversation. He had already told me he had ordered a couple of things. He's already started getting his business, starting to see a surplus in his business. And he's 16. And he said there and said the only thing he said today. We had a whole conversation today, and the only thing he said today that was kind of out of pocket. The only thing he said today that was kind of out of pocket was he was like, if everything get crazy, we get new leadership in school. And he says, if everything get crazy tomorrow in school, if everything start getting crazy, he's going to drop out because he already making money. And I was like, nah, don't do it. Finish it out. Finish it out. No, don't do that. We can't allow you to do that. Finish it out. Get your diploma. Preferably go get your business degree and rock out. Get some college in you. Ain't gonna rock out. If it's not for you, it's not. Ain't go out there and get your million. If you start making $1 million and you do millions of dollars, cool, rock out. Give yourself that shot. So all the way around, she's wrong. I don't see any good thing about it. But the thing is, like I showed you in the picture, I showed you with the woman that said she did not want the bus driver. This is the mentality that a lot of our women and our kids and our daughters are listening to. This is the mentality. And it's problematic because there are good men, good young men that are looking for fantastic women who, so they don't care if they're educated or uneducated. You know, some people say they don't like educated women, but no, I know men that want their woman to be educated and want the woman to be able to talk. And I tell people all the time, I look for women that can walk with governors and state officials and kings and queens, but they're also, when we go to the hood and we're doing philanthropy work, she's not you know, she's not looking down on people. She has to be well balanced in that. Because even as a king, a good king will make sure that all his subject lives the golden dream. Not just his family, the entire community lives the golden dream. So when you're looking for a queen, even in Proverbs 31, she gives back to her community. She takes care of her family, but she's also known in the streets. She gives back to her community. She makes sure her community is well also. So you want somebody that not only can go with you when you go to Upping, go to the Met Gala and do those things, but you want somebody that when you're out doing and great things in the community, they're out there with you passing out turkeys. They're out there with you giving out clothes. They're out there hugging homeless people. They're out there hugging people and telling them, hey man, you could do it, or trying to encourage people and do great things. They're not looking like, ugh, you drive a bus. Ugh. I'm better than you. You made C's and D's. My standard black opulence. You know what? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a part of black opulence. A part of black opulence is giving back, helping those that's less fortunate than you are. And guys, that's the part of finding a good woman that you want, is finding a woman that can deal in those situations. They can deal and carry themselves. That's why the queens in England and stuff like that, that's why little girls should have tea parties. We don't have tea parties anymore. We don't have little girls trying to bake in the easy bake oven. We don't have that anymore. You know they trying to play football. They had to try to wrestle. They trying to do the things that the boys doing. And guys are looking for a woman to be like, hey, I need someone that's feminine, that knows how to act, that knows to carry yourself like a queen. How can you call yourself a queen and you're trying to be the king? No king wants to marry somebody that's at his throne. Ooh. Yeah. Say that again. No king wants to marry somebody that's after his throne. He wants you to be his queen. You talking about the crown? You talking about the crown? You want that crown? Man, we just getting started, man. We just getting started. I still got this. I still got the one of the new shows coming up. I'm bringing my friend on with me, Dr. Minister Riley Broussard is gonna come on. We're gonna talk about son husbands, when women make their sons their husbands. I can't wait to get in that, because I got a whole this kind of leans into that a little bit. Why women are having children, who the rationale of why they're having the kids, and why they think their mentality is where it is, and why it's a bad thing. We're gonna deal with that coming up. Listen, I thank you for spending time with me tonight. I thank you guys for everything you guys did, for staying up late with me. Those who hadn't stayed up late, those who catching the record, man, listen to the whole thing. It's gonna be crazy. I appreciate you guys, everyone. Remember, man, it's about community. It's about togetherness. Guys, you gotta be careful. We do have to put ourselves in a position of leadership, doing what you love, being there for community, being there for one another, and we can lead. But we are also looking for those who can handle the situation of dealing with a king. It's your boy, King Jordan. Put your crowns on, y'all.